What's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone out there is doing well. Today's video is going to be all about pest prevention. I have a few methods that I utilize throughout the entire year to help me prevent and treat, if that is the case, pests. And so I know a lot of people during the winter time start to stress out because spider mites and aphids and all of those lovely pests become more and more of a problem during this time. So I have a few methods that you guys might want to tune into if you're interested in. These are tried and true. They work. They're amazing. I promise you, you will not be disappointed if you use all 4 of these methods in tandem. So without any further ado, let's just hop right into it. The first method that I use is a method that I use in order to control and prevent an outbreak of fungus gnat, mosquito bits. If you are not new to the plant community, I'm sure you've already heard of this method, but if you are new, welcome mosquito bits. So these are supposed to be for mosquitoes, but they actually work very well to kill fungus gnats. And what you do is you just pour a little bit of this onto the tops of the soil of whatever plant you have. I really use this for my larger plants that collect a lot of moisture and a lot of water. You can use this with any size plant though. It does not need to be a large plant. Anywho, go ahead and pour as much bits as you wish on the tops of the soil, and then go ahead and use a spoon or a fork and just mix that in just a little bit, because fungus gnats like to lay their eggs within the top inch or 2 of your soil. It's important to mix this into the tops of your soil. However, I like to mix this in when I'm making my soil mix, so it's not just within the top inch or 2, but it's all throughout the soil mix and throughout the pot as well. So that's really important and a cool tip if you're interested in doing that. It works for me, I promise you. It does. This is a great way to prevent fungus gnats, but if you already have an issue, a current ongoing issue of fungus gnat infestation, this will also help with that. However, it will take a lot longer to treat the issue once it becomes an issue. That's why I love to talk about prevention and prophylaxis. I think that's the most important and the best way to deal with pests is to be proactive about it. Don't wait until you have a problem, prevent the problem. And this will do that for you, I promise. The next method I like to use is hydrogen peroxide. So what you want to do is use a 1-to-1 ratio of hydrogen peroxide and water. Mix it into a bowl or cup, whatever vessel you have. Stir it together and then use that to water your infected plants, or you can use this as a spray as well. I would just be careful if you're going to use this as a spray. The hydrogen peroxide, if not diluted properly, can burn your leaves. So I would more so recommend this for watering your plants. If you have a plant that you think is infested with gnats or with any other pests, go ahead and use this. So this is definitely good to use for any pests, whereas mosquito bits is more for fungus gnats. This is for any pest, okay? So go ahead and water your plants, but be sure to dilute it. I suggest a 1-to-1 mix ratio, but you can play around with the ratio, whatever works best for you, but make sure you dilute it, okay? Tip number 3, I realized very quickly that this was such a genius method. It is completely organic, so you shouldn't, you might have to, but you shouldn't have to leave your kitchen to gather the supplies that you need for this mix. So for this mix, you are going to need a liter of water, which is about 4 cups of water, a teaspoon of baking soda, a teaspoon of vegetable oil or olive oil, and a teaspoon of liquid soap or detergent. So mix all of those together in a container, and I like to use this as a spray. So go ahead and pour that into a spray bottle of your choosing and go to town. Spray the fronts of the leaves, the backs of the leaves, the petioles. Make sure you get every inch and crevice of the leaves. And this is a good method to use, again, for prevention. However, it can also be used if you do notice issues with pests after the fact as well. But trust me, this is perfect for prevention, and I would highly recommend using this strictly for prophylactic use. All right, so tip number 4 is a little different. So the first 3 were really more for prevention and they could be used after the fact, but this method is to be used after the fact, and it's to be used specifically for fungus gnats. So if you already have a fungus gnat infestation, go ahead and use any one of the 3 methods I mentioned, but be sure to also use this final and 4th method. So in this method, you're going to need a half cup of warm water, 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, a tablespoon of sugar, and about 6 drops of liquid dish soap. So go ahead and mix all of those together and then pour the mixture into a container of your choosing and simply just leave it out. When you leave it out, you will see that gnats will be attracted to the warm, sugary, sticky mixture, and I kid you not, you will trap dozens of fungus gnats within a day. This really helps when you have a current infestation, and I highly recommend it. What's great about some of these methods that I've mentioned is that they are organic and that you can make them really easily and really affordably as well. And that's the most exciting thing about this, because when it comes to pests, it can be very stressful. Dealing with pests, there are ways that you can go about to treat the issue and prevent the issue that are affordable and won't break the bank and will be sort of stress-free in the end for you if you apply them correctly. So that is it. Those are the top 4 ways I use simultaneously throughout the entire year to help keep my plants healthy and happy. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have questions, and I'm sure you guys might, go ahead and comment down below, leave me a message, and I'll answer them to the best of my ability. I hope you liked the video, and if you do, feel free to like and subscribe if you are not already. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!